The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
As we inch closer and closer to episode 400, there's a few things I want to get off my chest. Well, actually, there's just one thing. The few things that can wait. Why are we hitting 400? We should have been dead several hundred episodes ago, but it's because of listeners like you that keep listening to us and apparently don't have much of a life. But we appreciate that.
Bravo. Insult the listeners right off the bat.
Way to go. Way to go.
You're not even letting me finish.
Nope.
Wish you didn't start.
Just sit back, Keanu, okay? Just relax. Anyway, the fact that we're hitting 400 is amazing, and it's all because of you guys. So what can I say? What can we all say? Nothing. You know, it's just a trip, a real trip. I don't know where I'm going with this. You guys fucked me up.
Do you want some help?
Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio, goddammit.
Zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 396 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast. It's recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein and also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. We discuss at least one film a week. We argue, we make fun of each other, and sometimes the intros aren't as good as other times.
Well, I got a reason for that, by the way.
For insulting the listeners?
It's not insulting the listeners. You can't insult these listeners.
These listeners?
They're all a bunch of stupid idiots. You can't insult
Oh
them.
my God.
They're impenetrable to insults. Okay,
Oh,
they're a tough audience. They'll live. Okay.
It's gonna be a great last episode.
My balls, on the other hand, is a different matter.
What?
Your balls?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Let me explain.
Yeah? Oh, no. Go ahead.
As I was getting out of your truck, Aries, I pulled a nut.
Oh, pulling nuts in my truck.
Well, it was semi-in, semi-out of your truck. So
There's no semis in my truck either.
I can believe that.
That's a damn shame.
You know, it's kind of like that ball of silly putty that you just start stretching. It's kind of like that, and it hurts an awful lot.
It hurts. It hurts.
Well, hey, if you had nuts, you'd know.
Oh.
Wow, what are we in fucking third grade again?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, burn, sick burn, dude. You don't got nuts. Jesus Christ. You are a fucking piece of work. You're the miracle, not Raven Shadow this week.
Well, no, actually, Raven Shadow still holds the title of miracle worker. He was
two-time miracle worker.
he brushed his hair. He was ass in seat at 8:01 p.m. Couldn't believe it.
I was a little worried. Everything all right, Raven Shadow?
Yeah, no, I was gonna take a nap beforehand.
Oh
but
yeah. After last week, I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I didn't.
Next time that happens, we should bring an air horn or something.
I'm just going to get a bucket of water.
Don't do that. Hey, they're gonna pick that up.
I'll pick up the bucket.
No, it's very exciting. No, that was a great intro, Monster Zero.
Only slightly better than last week.
Yeah, only slightly. Well, in tonight's show, we are going to be talking about a film called After Midnight, and it is from the directing duo of Jeremy Gardner and Christian Stella, the duo that brought us The Battery, one of our favorite flicks from several years ago. And they also did Tex Montana Will Survive, but that's not a film that we discussed. I think we might have brought it up, but we didn't do a review of it. So, but I've been looking forward to checking out something else these guys have done, and this one it actually hit VOD on Valentine's Day, which may be appropriate given some of the content of the film, which we'll get into a little later. And then also we have one voicemail as of now. So if anyone out there is listening live, you guys want to get in a voice message or an email, send it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And you can, if you've seen the film After Midnight, go ahead and leave your thoughts of the film or any old thing. I mean, you can talk about anything. You can talk about MZ's shitty intros. You can talk about Raven Shadow being ass in the seat at 8:01. You can talk about Ares going to Galaxy's Edge and having a good time.
Little flashback there. Yes, no, great.
It seems like only yesterday. I don't know. Just trying to think of something.
That was good.
Now, before we started hitting the air,
Oh boy.
Raven Shadow, Ares, and myself, we were discussing Ares' shirt, in which it says "Wall of Death, Indian Motorcycle." And you've never heard of the Wall of Death?
Maybe I have.
You ever see a nut drive around in a circle on a wall?
A nut?
A nut. Well, it's just, yeah, it's
I see it. I see one nut over here. But yeah, like the fucking Evil Knievel shit, right? Like the parks and the theme parks.
yeah.
Pox.
The wall, I mean, you're going like a circle, like they're in
Yeah.
the
But
ball. That's a different thing.
But you're going this way.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Yeah. I've seen that in the '70s. That was big.
Well, they've been around. They've been around since like the 1930s, maybe even earlier than that.
I think the 50s is when they really started to blow up.
Yeah,
I'm not positive, but
but yeah,
Alright.
that's all it really is. It's just a motorcycle going around in a circle, just not in the way that you would expect. Not in a roller coaster way, but just in another way. And you're kind of like this, and you're just going around like this. So you're trying to keep the fast
like this and like this. That's great radio.
It's good.
Shut up.
Very descriptive.
Hey, you in Maryland, just mind your own damn business.
Nice.
So
these listeners aren't smart enough to know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know. What the
they're
fuck?
smarter than Raven Shadow.
Smarter than you.
Smarter than you.
Listen.
Hey, what?
Did you say Nissen?
Listen. I love
what am I, a cup of noodles now?
You got plenty of noodles over here.
Jesus Christ.
But that's what the Wall of Death is.
Thank you, Monster Zero.
Sure.
For illuminating.
you understand, or you're just shutting them up?
I'm just trying to fucking.
You
keep it
probably
going.
because you don't understand.
I
it.
do know. I understand.
All right. So what does it mean? What does it mean?
What does what mean?
What is the Wall of Death? Why don't you explain it to us? What you think it is?
It's when a guy on a motorcycle drives around a track like this.
Like
Imagine
this.
this-
That's
this-
once again great radio.
I'm doing that on purpose because he did it. It's like a centrifugal force, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If this cup is the wall of death, a motorcycle rides around the inner lip of this cup.
You know, I
okay,
it
all right.
ain't fucking math.
Well,
I
no, no, no.
understand this.
Thank you.
Well, I'm
Aries.
making sure, and that was also I was explaining that to the listeners who didn't see him going around like this.
It ain't fucking math. I understand this.
Yeah.
He's not good at math,
I'm not good at math.
or English, or
Geography.
anything.
He's really bad at geography.
But just what the fuck? I mean,
Language or
geography is very subjective, okay? How
It's
many
actually not.
Science isn't based on fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
Science
assumption.
Science is based on feeling.
Hypothesis, okay?
Yeah.
I love you just say a word that's associated with science and you expect to get some cred. Hypothesis. What the fuck?
All right. What's a hypothesis?
It's like we haven't got it figured out yet. It's the fucking your idea before it's fucking real.
He's a big fat animal that lives in the water.
Yeah. I'm hypothesis. Hungry hypothesis. Remember that game? The fucking tail.
We should do this. This would be fun.
Oh,
we
boy.
should just like bring in a dictionary or just put up words on our phones or whatever. Look up various words and see if Raven Shadows knows what he means. Knows what they.
Why do you think that'd be fun?
But why wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you're not gonna know exactly what they mean,
Oh,
but you can
come-
understand them.
I take it back. It might be fun.
Like it's like a guy, like I'm talking to a guy talking about like cars and shit, right? And he'd be like,
Cars.
oh, you gotta fucking, wrench around, wrench it off. You look at the Agamemnon smoke shifters for the torque to get it. And
Fuck are you talking?
I don't know what he's saying, but I understand.
Agamemnon?
Yeah, smoke shifters.
Agamemnon.
Yeah, you gotta have those parts. But like, I understand if someone tells me torque, all right, I figured out there's like force involved, but I don't know what that really means, but I understand it. So I say,
Star Wars.
Torque in Star Wars?
Force.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just kind of like when you use it and you can lift your fucking ships up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the torque awakens.
So I'm gonna know it to understand it.
You kind of do.
Nah,
Yeah.
You paid $500 to have your tires rotated, didn't you?
I don't know what I paid, but the fact that the one in the front is the one in the back.
Or you one of those people that says, "Well, my tires are rotating when I'm driving."
Yeah, it spins around like this. Fucking
Like this.
Murdoch fucking radio.
Did you say Matt Murdoch radio?
Yeah.
I should. Been a while. I should do that.
Yeah, it's good.
MATTT.
Yeah, this is good.
This is good.
This
So,
is good.
so yes, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Episode 400 is coming up, as MZ mentioned in the intro. We don't really have a format in mind yet. We get some ideas, but nothing concrete. And we got some good movies coming up soon. A lot of the movies that we were supposed to do last month are finally coming out now. So lots of exciting stuff coming up. And let's see. Oh, what is that? There's a new addition there to the studio. What's that?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's Raven Shadow's worst nightmare.
No, I'm working things out.
Well,
You-
why don't you
you
explain instead of
Yeah,
explain to these listeners?
All right, to the smart ones. No, listen, I get very, it's fine. I love that these guys are contributing. That's very good.
Listen to you.
No, it's nice. And there's no bad ideas. I'm not sure if it fits the overall
There is.
plan. But no, I came down and it was nice. Aries and Monster Zero came to the studio. I was doing a few things downstairs, getting ready for the show.
Waking up.
Whatever. And I came down on the table. We have a table here, and there was a what do you call this?
A top.
Like a blanklet. A
A
little fucking-
blanklet.
a blanklet. Yeah.
A blanklet.
So half the table is the regular factory issue table that we had, and Aries brought his like little cover up.
My binky.
Your binky, yeah. Which is nice. And to Aries' point, I understand how Aries thinks, and I think we're very similar. He brought it
Don't
in.
insult me.
No, listen, no, we have a certain mind's eye for like fucking strategy and for
Oh my
fucking.
God.
No, it's true. So Aries' thought
This isn't
was
good at
to
all.
bring like a sheet over that we could bring to the conventions we do occasionally, and to also maybe fold it in half to dampen maybe some phones or some glasses
He's
movement.
trying to
on-
class up the joint.
Yeah, but what's problem with me is that we're not. I don't know.
It's just used right now. We just have it on the table to muffle sounds that might come over to the microphones.
And also part of the problem is I had 3 minutes to fold this and quickly put it down before the show began.
Okay, but I think my problem is that can it be symmetrical if it's a rectangle?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not all uniform. So what's fucking me up is that it's not completely all over the table. It's only half.
I'm going to repeat this, and if it doesn't take this time, I'll write it down. I had 3 minutes to fold this before the show started.
Aries God of War.
Raven Shadow, why don't you grab one end, pull it out like a magic trick, and then fix it?
The microphones are still standing.
I actually really want to see that.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna do it.
I can only imagine what would happen.
Yeah, I'd be like Chris Angel of podcasting.
You are the Chris Angel of podcast.
I am the Chris Angel of podcasting.
Oh, stop it!
Are you ready?
Full of shit.
Just a little bit. He's really fucking talented.
That is
okay,
absolutely true, Aries.
he can levitate.
He
And
can
he-
levitate.
He can totally levitate. And the best is when he steals like wallets from cops. Like when he does that trick.
Jeez.
Christ.
You're a big fan, huh?
Yeah.
I do. I no. I kind. I don't. I'm
I'm
Him
gonna
and
call you the mind freak.
yeah. I am the mind.
You're the pod freak.
No, listen. No, I ain't no David Blaine's fan, but I like the Chris Angel.
The Chris Angel. Why is he the one and only? Like, is there no other Chris Angel in the world?
Well, I mean, do a Google search, but I mean, who else has had a TV show?
Who else has had a TV show?
Name Chris Angel. It's not a franchise. It's not the Baltimore Chris Angel.
That can easily be found out.
They're fine. Check it out. But no, it's exciting. No, Aries, no, I'm okay. I'm working things out. It doesn't always have to be the right way at the right time. And I'm doing well with that. Right?
You're doing okay.
I don't like surprises, Johnny.
And
All right.
I gotta ask, what? We had a black table.
Yeah.
Now we have a black sheet.
It's more black.
In what way does that throw off the overall feel of this?
I don't know.
How much
Look at
more
that.
black could that table get?
None more blacker, but
And now I
Yeah.
bet there's less of a glare.
Yeah. Well, I can't see myself in both eyes.
what? No, this is fine. It's good. It's good. I like it. I think I like your contributions.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you.
You sound like you are.
No.
Okay. There's another Chris Angel.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
He lives in Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a director. He's a film director.
Does he spell his name the same way?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
He has
Chris
3
is
S's.
C-A-R-I-S.
6 S's.
Chris. I'm Chris Angel.
Why do you guys say it like that? What's the matter
Because
with
there's
you?
six S's. That's why.
Thank you.
All right. So why can't it be instead of?
Are you really nitpicking that? It's
Well, yeah.
like a snake,
Yeah, Cobra Commander style.
Cobra Kai style.
Oh yeah.
Koala Kai style. No, Chris Angel. Chris Angel. He is a film director from Newton, Massachusetts, known for his work on movies called "This Is Not a Test," "Mr. October," and "The Last Transport." Born in 1972.
Look at that.
Oh, I believe the real Chris Angel's older. He's definitely older than he dresses.
Older than he dresses.
I'll tell you this: he's probably far less talented than this director.
I don't know, man. He can levitate.
Big deal.
Chris Angel is 52 years old.
Yeah, right.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I can make my dick levitate. You want to see?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Make your balls fucking levitate. That's a real fucking magic trick.
That would be a magic trick.
Better bring some friends.
Chris Angel's got he's all like cleaned up now. He's got like a kind of a like pompadour sort of hairstyle.
Yeah, I think he might have been
Christ.
doing the drinking a little bit too. I think he's kind of chilling out.
The drinking.
Yeah.
So he is you.
Yeah, when I get my pompadour, you know I'm fucking relaxed. Calm it down.
You pompadour.
Pompadour
And,
circumstance.
They released the trailer to Candyman today.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I
So,
Yeah.
Cabrini Green. I have an admission. I've actually never seen the original Candyman.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I saw it.
I get hell for never seeing Lost Boys. I get hell for never seeing Indiana Jones.
Those are kind
Well-
of bigger.
No, they're kind of not.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Those are sucky films, please.
Johnny,
Yes.
I would
Kick him.
Well, maybe not Indiana Jones. I only saw that first film about maybe for the first time like maybe 5 years ago.
Didn't you spoon with Mars for that one?
He did.
Shut
Uh,
then they watched the movie.
up. And but Lost Boys is a total fiasco. I hated that. What a
total
piece of
fiasco.
Yeah, it was a piece of garbage.
There wasn't anything good about that movie?
Just a saxophone
Oh,
player.
yeah,
He was the
yeah,
only
nice.
decent.
Tim
Nice
Ca-
recovery.
Tim,
He was the only decent thing in that movie.
it's our buddy Tim Capello.
Yeah. But yeah, so the trailer for Candyman came out, and what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I did see that in theaters actually. I was a pup too.
You saw the new one in theaters?
Yeah, in the future. No, I thought Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. And I gotta say, I'm actually not a big Candyman mark. I don't think it's that good. I like Tony Todd. I like Virginia Madsen. She's fucking dope. But I was never really a big Candyman film mark.
I mean, I think Candyman is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think they really kind of pushed trying to make this, you know, like the next Freddy Krueger, the next, you know, Jason Voorhees, that sort of thing. You know, trying to get another franchise off the ground, kind of like they did with Wishmaster. You know, I think the first one was somewhat decent, and then the rest kind of shit the bed.
Like I love his whole look. I mean, everything about like Tony Todd would have been a fucking dope Martian Manhunter back in at least 10, 20 years ago, right?
Why wouldn't he now?
Or now.
You killed the show, Wave Shadow.
Sorry.
But I think this new one that's coming out, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Candyman fan.
Well, did you see the trailer?
I did see the trailer,
okay.
And it looks like it might be okay. I mean, I'm purely basing it on the fact that Jordan Peele's name is attached to it. And while I don't throw too much, you know, enthusiasm when I see, you know, produced by, Jordan Peele's name is a name that's gonna make me gravitate towards that movie. Whether I see it in the theater or not, probably not. I'll probably wait till it comes out on Netflix or Shudder. But I mean, I'm interested to see what he has to offer as far as a producer goes. You know, I don't know if anything at all, but who knows? I really don't know yet.
But Aries, you got some thoughts on the Candyman, right?
I do?
Yeah.
Okay. I did see the original. I didn't like the original. Love the original. That was one of the few books I read before the movie. And at the risk of sounding like that guy, the book, I say book, the story, because it was a short story. The story was so much better than the movie. But I don't know. The first movie was just okay. I only saw the sequel once, and I really don't even remember it. Didn't bother with any of the sequels beyond that. So this does not hold any near and dear to my heart at all. But the trailer, I'm interested. They had that teaser with just everyone just saying Candyman, and I 100% checked out with that because it was absolutely nothing, but it was awful. The nothingness they showed was awful. For some reason, like everyone saying Candyman was awful. But the trailer pulled me back in a little bit. Like MZ said, I probably won't see this in the theater though. This will not separate me from my $15.
What do you think happens if you say Raven Shadow in the mirror 5 times?
You start combing your hair uncontrollably.
and plucking gray hairs.
It gets very smoky in your bathroom.
Yes, instead of bees, it's a cigarette smoke.
Put the fan on.
And it's so yeah, MZ had mentioned it's being produced by Jordan Peele. It's being directed by Nia DaCosta, and looks like she did a film called Little Woods, which was getting some decent praise. It's a crime drama western. I have not seen it, but I'm curious. It's got Tessa Thompson in it, Valkyrie from the Thor films.
What they're gonna do.
So yeah. I also saw. It just made me think of mentioning Thor. Made me think of Taika Waititi, and I saw that he had a new TV show. Crap, but I'm forgetting the name of it. Let me look it up real quick. And it actually looked like it was a new horror show. That looked like it was going to be pretty cool.
I just watched Jojo Rabbit the other day.
Oh yeah, what'd you think? I haven't seen it yet.
I want to see that.
It's funny. Like I didn't know. I mean, all I knew was like a brief bit of the premise, which was a little kid had an imaginary friend that was Adolf Hitler. I didn't know it was necessarily set in World War II in Germany.
Yeah.
So, there's a whole lot of fucking German shit going on here.
Oh yeah.
A whole lot of
yeah.
fucking Nazis.
Yep.
But no,
You did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming. That's pretty fucking funny.
Wow.
I did not see that coming. Ist ist ein Berliner. That's fucking scary. They scare the shit out of me. But I did enjoy it. Once you kind of got the cut of the film's jib, I did really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I did like how they asked Taika Waititi.
Tiger?
I'm not sure how to say his name.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Taika. Like
Taika.
like Tonka. Tonka Taika.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tonka Waititi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna start saying that now. You watch.
Taika Waititi. And they were like, "Oh, did you watch any Hitler tapes to like get in character?" He's like, "Fucking no, no, he's a fucking dummy. I'm not watching that kind of shit." But it was really good, and fucking Sam Rockwell is fucking dope in anything this dude does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
He's so fucking good. Evil Corny
Yeah.
says, "When you say shadow 5 times, whatever bought at a con disappears and goes to the layer of lost swag." Listen, Corny.
Oh, beautiful.
Is he wrong? Like,
I was trying to protect you.
I love this guy.
I was going through a hard time.
Hard time. 8 months, 9 months is a hard time.
All right, 2 years.
Big Boss Man knows hard times.
Yeah, he does.
So this new show from Taika, it is called The Auteur, and it's going to star Jude Law. And let me read. It's based on a graphic novel by Rick Spears, James Callahan, and Luigi Anderson. And The Auteur is described as a gonzo horror comedy, a twisted romance, and a glamorous high-wire act of biting satire. In it, desperate to make a great horror movie after a massive bomb, a film producer accidentally traps his production on a backlot with a serial killer.
Huh.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that might catch my interest.
So I like Jude Law generally. So Jude Law
Yeah.
and Taika Waititi teaming up. I'm all for it. I'm in. It's going to be on Showtime.
Oh, it's on Showtime? Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
Well, I mean, eventually it'll appear somewhere where you can watch it. I'm sure.
yeah. Damn it.
So Evil Corny also says he's supposed to be doing a Time Bandit Series 2 Wolfie. Yeah, I've heard his name tossed around with that, but I didn't see anything official, so I don't know.
I've heard that, and I have mixed feelings about that. Like, I feel that movie's perfect and shouldn't be messed with, but I think it'd be interesting to see what he could do with it.
Yeah, I agree. That movie is. I haven't seen it in at least 20 years, but I watched the fuck out of that thing when I was younger. So I
Who did?
I saw that in theaters too.
HBO played the hell out of that movie.
yeah, it's exactly.
Fucking
Yeah.
Minotaur.
Huh?
The fucking Minotaur.
Oh, again, Sean Connery? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that movie. Jesus. I love Time Bandits. I got it on Criterion Disc. It's just one of those fantasy movies, man, that it just sticks with you.
Oh yeah.
And it's just so good, so well written, so well acted. The acting is really over the top, but I really like that because the 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old me was just eating that kind of acting up. It was just over the top, children's fantasy. It was just a good movie.
Because I was young when that came out. I saw that. Yes, I saw it in theaters. So what year was that?
That was
83?
1981.
Really?
Starring David Warner as evil.
was-
Yeah.
David Warner is a fucking god to me. That guy is like one of the all-time great character actors of all time.
Of all time.
Oh, he really is, man. He's good. He is so awesome. I mean, I remember watching when I was a kid. I would watch him in Time Bandits as evil, and then I would see him portray another kind of evil in Time After Time, where he played Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, this guy's so fucking good. Oh, he's so scary in Time After Time. He is scary.
I almost forgot how ridiculous the cast is for Time Bandits for the film. John Cleese, Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall, Catherine Hellman, Ian Holm, Michael Palin, Ralph Richardson, Peter Vaughn, David Warner, as you mentioned, Kenny Baker.
Yeah. Shit.
Jack Purvis.
Yeah. Kenny Baker, he played Fidget.
Okay. Yeah, I probably haven't seen it yet. At very least 20 years.
Yeah, it's like Wolfie said, the cast of that movie is just out of this fucking world, and it's completely funded by George Harrison.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
From what was his company? Handmade Films.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
That was Terry Gilliam, right?
Yeah.
Terry Gilliam directed it. It was produced by George Harrison and whatever the film distribution was in charge of putting that movie out. It's just a fantastic movie, and he also does the end credits theme song.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
During
Yeah, I have to watch this again because it's been a very long time. I watched the crap out of this thing, so but yeah, I love it. And I think I don't know if Taika I'm sure he's not directing all of the episodes, so I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if he's developing it, if he is just directing it. I'm not sure, but it is announced. So and I don't know if it's going to be on a TV channel or streaming service. It doesn't say, so I don't know. He's also announced to be doing Flash Gordon.
Really?
A remake of Flash Gordon?
That would be interesting.
I mean, to be fair, the character's been around. It wouldn't be a remake. It would be a new Flash Gordon.
Reimagining, or Flash
Gordon.
Well, I just automatically call them remakes. I can't imagine it being a sequel.
No, but for Flash, it'd be like having the new.
It'd be a reboot.
No,
it would be a reboot.
Fine, fucking A.
What?
Fucking A.
Well, I don't care what term you use. It's just going to be a new Flash Gordon film.
But I'm pretty sure Flash Gordon predates Superman and Batman. So I mean, like, as much as I fucking adore the fucking Sam Jones film,
in the film world, you mean?
No, in terms of existing.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is Flash Gordon serials. There's been Flash Gordon cartoons.
Okay, does he deserve his own terminology then?
I don't know what that means.
You're getting offended by calling it a reboot.
I don't know.
Then what would you call it?
Well, Pattinson's Batman isn't a reboot.
It is.
It's not a reboot.
Then what is it?
People use the word reboot wrong.
They're starting the story again.
It's just using the same character into another fucking picture. It wouldn't be a reboot.
Rebooting the character.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? That's what it is.
I don't know.
It to put it mildly, yeah, it is.
So is the fucking Coppola Dracula a reboot of the fucking Hammer films?
Yes.
I don't.
In the strictest term, yeah, it is.
I don't think so, because it's not rebooting that continuity. It's just telling another tale.
It doesn't do with continuity. You're telling a new tale with the character, so you're rebooting the character.
Yeah, continuity is completely thrown out.
I think reboot is being used way too much in that case.
Well, what do you think reboot means?
Well, I know what it means, but I don't think that it's not always a fucking.
Well, no. We understand you think you know what it means. We want you to define it for us to try to help us understand why you're wrong.
Well, help me to the retort. Yeah,
I'm not pulling punches.
Yeah, sit here, Mr. Lincoln. Let's fucking set me up for a fucking trap there. I ain't fucking doing that.
What do you mean you're not doing that?
You're trying to set me up.
I'm not trying to.
There's no setup.
Yeah, there's a setup. You guys should drive separately. I don't like this.
They
Yes,
in
we
cahoots?
completely set this up.
Yeah, yeah. We plan and plot.
Yeah.
And
This has been weeks in the making.
the only time your name ever came up when we were driving up was whether or not you were going to be sleeping when we showed up.
No, wait till fucking next week. See what I'm doing. I take that Friday off too. That's fucking nice. Well, fine. No, yeah, a new Flash Gordon. Another.
Well, regardless, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. Let's
Thank
get
you.
past that part of it.
Thank you.
The fact that there's a new Flash Gordon film possibly coming out, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because the 1980 film is such Jesus Christ, I don't know what the hell you call it. Some sort of a miracle.
And that's I don't love the character, but I fucking adore that fucking movie.
It's crazy.
It's fucking awesome. Flash Gordon, New York Jets.
Yeah, I know.
See, here's the problem I have with Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Is I love the movie.
Yeah.
But he's a dated character. I don't think you're going to get a good Flash Gordon movie nowadays. You're going to end up with another
John Carter.
John Carter.
Which, I mean, yes, fine. You want to have that be the 19th century, male colonization, myth kind of stuff. And you've had that with yes, your Flash Gordon, your John Carter. You've done it too in comics with like Adam Strange is one of those type characters, those sci-fi characters. Buck Rogers, right?
Mhm.
Is one of those. But you're right. There's some great artwork in some of those old Flash Gordon strips. It was fucking beautiful. But right, my love of the character was the Sam Jones version.
Oh, it's great.
Max
Max von Sydow as Ming.
Mang the Merciless was great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you do it campy? But I think you could have a world.
I just think that whole thing is just too dated. You're gonna alter the character too much.
Or if you took him from the 30s to a modern day future.
I mean, what are you going to do next? Have Little Abner and Andy Capp come out with
But I mean, you take him from now and you propel him into now's space and you have him battle out in space.
Right.
That story has been told. Like that's what it's an outdated.
I like the idea of a new Flash Gordon film, but I think Ares might be onto something because, but then again, at the same time, Flash Gordon has only been concentrated into this one small area, where what our thoughts of sci-fi was back then. Since that time, over the past 40 years, sci-fi has expanded over and beyond more than just mere space and fighting on planets and spaceships and things like that.
Oh yeah, well that's why you get to the
become
point
a
where
lot more than that.
it's not going to be Flash Gordon at all. It's just going to be a character known as Flash Gordon and existing in a world completely foreign to anyone who has any interest in Flash Gordon.
I would agree, but you get yourself a team of writers. I mean, good writers. You would have to in order for this to work with what you're saying. In order for this to work, you would have to get yourself a team of writers that know their shit.
What's wrong with Taika Waititi is the fucking man?
Yeah, boy, what has he done? Okay. No, I think
I have zero concern about him doing a Flash Gordon movie if that does happen.
A stranger in a strange land is pretty much timeless, though.
So,
Right?
Yeah, for
I-
the most part.
well,
sure.
I mean, I've said my piece with it. We can
Okay.
argue about this all
For the
night
most
long.
part, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I would like to see this happen for a couple of reasons. One, Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
The guy could do no wrong. Okay. The guy is like a rare nugget of gold in a pile of shit. He is. He
wow.
really.
Did you just call
he
New
is really-
Zealand a pile of shit?
No. No. And also just the idea of reemerging the Flash Gordon character in today's world. I mean, it might happen in today. It might. Who knows what he's going to come up with?
Yeah.
You know. But whatever it is, I'm totally down for it. But like I said, you gotta this has got to be so well written in order for it to work. It is a very dated character, like you said, but then again, so is Captain America, and look how well that's been going off. You know.
Yeah, I think it could work, and I'd be excited for that. Let me catch up in the chat room real quick. Creepy Girl popped in a few minutes ago and says, "What's happening? Are we being mean to sweet Raven Shadow?"
Thank you, creepy girl.
All right, creepy girl. You get mad when I get
jeez.
mean to MZ. You get mad when you get mad when I mean the Raven Shadow. Who can I be angry to? Who can I be mean to?
Yourself.
All
Yourself.
What do you mean, the fucking dog, bro?
Be upset with yourself, Aries.
I don't want to be.
Punch
I don't be mean to myself. I'm sensitive.
And Evil Corny says there was a Sci-Fi Channel Flash Gordon series that was canceled after its first season.
Yeah, that starred Smallville's TV's Whitney.
Wow. How long ago was that?
It would have been 2002. So he would have been written out of Smallville. So probably 2002 or 2003.
I'm having a vague recollection of that.
2007, I think.
Oh, really? That far?
Yep. 21
Really?
episodes.
All right, maybe, yeah.
You think they're going to have Sam Jones do a cameo in it?
That'd be awesome. Although Sam Jones III wasn't Smallville, but he was a black kid. Different Sam Jones. That's weird.
I don't recognize any of the actors in this at all. Eric Johnson, Gina Holden, Karen Cliche, Jodie Rassicott, John Ralston played Ming the Merciless. John Ralston. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't recognize. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these people. So there you go. Classic sci-fi, 2007, I guess.
Different sci-fi channel back then.
Yeah, true.
Actually, back then they actually threw some money and talent into some of their shows. They put out some decent shows.
Yeah, they did that with like Farscape was on.
I don't remember if that one. They did
I think that was before. I think that was like
Warehouse 13.
2000.
You like that show?
Yeah. That's why I said it was a good show. Warehouse 13. Eureka.
You like that show too?
And then just to wrap up the Taika discussion, he also has announced as a writer the follow-up to What We Do in the Shadows called Werewolves.
Should be fucking swearwolves, right?
That was the one I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was going to be Swearwolves too,
Yeah.
which I prefer.
Yeah.
I always heard it was going to be werewolves.
Like werewolves?
Like we are werewolves.
We are wolves.
Oh man. So, Corny mentions Battlestar Galactica on Sci-Fi.
Oh yeah, they rebooted that. That's right.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people fucking raved about that when it was out. I never watched the. I watched the original show, but I never saw the Sci-Fi reboot.
I love the fucking original show.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
The intro was so awesome.
Yeah.
That intro was so magical.
I watched some of that reboot, and I was getting into it, but it disappeared from wherever I was watching, and I never got around to picking it back up again.
I like the fucking Starbuck, Apollo.
Here, I want to play the theme song. I haven't heard it in years.
The fucking dog, the robot dog.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, the 80s, dude. Don't fucking tell me.
Yep.
This is Saturday, I think, right?
I don't remember.
Good stuff.
How about that cast, huh?
Fuck Dirk motherfucking Benedict's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Gray,
Oh,
Gil Gerard.
Jiminy. No.
I mean, not Gil Gerard.
Gilda Radner.
Gilda Radner. Yeah. No, Gilda Radner was TV's Buck Rogers, sir.
Richard
Aaron Gray.
Richard Hatch. Yeah.
Richard Hatch. That's the
Yeah.
one. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Lauren Green. Let's see. Ann Lockhart.
Oh yeah.
Ed Begley Jr. I don't
Nice.
remember him in that.
He had to have been one of the monsters. There's no way he could have passed in that show.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, that show, I used to fucking love that show. Who did Ed Begley played? Flight Sergeant Greenbean.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Flight Sergeant.
That's you, Raymond Shadow.
I am. Flight Sergeant fucking kettle corn or some shit. I'm the fucking.
Wow, Dennis
Kettle
Haysbert.
corn.
Dennis Haysbert was in it.
Really?
Man, yeah. 5 episodes. Who else?
Lauren motherfucker. I had
Wow,
some action
Michael.
figures too.
Michael Ansara. Holy shit.
Creepy Girl says Apollo was so cute. That was Richard Hatch.
Come on, creepy girl. Fucking Dirk Benedict.
Gary Coleman.
Was he?
Yeah.
He may have been.
Two episodes. He played Hieronymus Fox. Or
Oh, he
something
was
like that.
Harmonious Fox.
Hieronymus Fox. Oh God, look at that hair. Jesus
that?
Christ on Ed Begley.
Oh shit! I remember him.
And Frank Gorshin. Frank Gorshin.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, Seton Kellogg. He was in 3 episodes. Shit. Sid Haig. Damn.
Oh man.
2 episodes. He played Pratt and Spirot. Let's see who. Marky Post.
Marky Mark.
Love Marky Post. Yeah, baby.
Wait, TV's Night Court?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She played Jen Burton. Damn. What a cast.
Who? It's me, Jen Burton.
Jen Burton. TV's Jen
Pork
Burton.
Chuck Express.
Peter Graves. Damn. Richard Lynch. Lee McCloskey. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. I mean, I knew they had a decent cast, for 1 or 2 episodes,
Is
But
that
Jerry Orbach. Damn.
is that streaming anywhere?
You'd have to look on your phone. Why'd you look?
Motherfucker, you're on your phone right now.
Roddy McDowell.
That's a different search. Pick up your phone and look.
Yeah, Ray Walston. It ain't that difficult to do, dude. Just do it and shut up. Brett Halsey. Damn it.
Jesus. Just keeps naming names.
Yeah, because these are like names from my past, man. Judy Landers. I mean, Mary Warrenov. What'd you do? Give up already?
I just want Johnny to come in and save us.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, it has, like I said, Amanda Wyss. I mean, Kimberly Beck, Tara Buckman. Holy shit. Amanda Wyss. She was in Friday. She was in A Nightmare on Elm Street. She played Tina.
Okay.
I love this 6 degrees of fucking MZ. I love when he goes off and just picks a name.
Kimberly Beck. She played Trish in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And then you got Tara Buckman, who played the mom who was shot dead or was stabbed, or no, she had her throat cut, I meant to say, in Silent Night, Deadly Night, but she was also better known as whatever her name was, alongside calm down. Alongside Adrienne Barbeau, in Cannonball Run.
Bye.
What
Whatever
was
her name was.
Well, because her name I don't think was ever given. Pamela Susan Shoop, she was in Halloween 2. Richard Mall, yes.
From Night Court. I know
Night
that
Court,
one.
yeah. That's my brain right now exploding. Jesus. Rachel, are you dead?
One can only hope. One can only
Okay.
hope.
You've scrolled and you haven't found any name you recognize, so we
Yeah.
can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm not even halfway through the list yet, so we'll stop.
When MC stops recognizing names, it's time to stop.
Yeah, after 3 seconds, if he hasn't recognized someone, the game's over.
No, I've given up. Will you relax? Have a swig of whiskey.
Oh. Hey. Oh my God.
But I mean, yeah, Buck Rogers, the original Buck Rogers is great. Good stuff right there.
All right, fuck Aaron Gray, sir. Don't fucking tell me.
Yeah.
That's Fisher Price, my first boner.
Who
right there.
was in Friday the 13th? Jason Goes to
Yeah,
Hell.
we know, we've heard. And the Silver Spoons, right?
Yeah, Ricky Schroeder's mom,
Jiminy Crickets.
as Dynamo used to put it.
I like when Hawk would show up. Remember Hawk?
Well,
Tell him.
Oh, wrong Hawk.
Buck Rogers Hawk. He had
Oh,
he had the
okay.
fucking bird plane, the white
Yeah,
hair,
yeah,
the
yeah.
black suit. Didn't really fucking do anything.
I thought it was
But-
like Hawk from Legion of Doom being on
No,
Buck Rogers in the 20.
Well,
Hawk Rogers in the 25th century.
and not Hawk from Spencer for Hire, who later was fucking the motherfucker from the Deep Space Nine.
Was he really?
Yeah, Avery Brooks, right?
I think you're right.
He was TV's A Man Called Hawk.
Hmm.
Bring him back.
Yeah. Ah, I forgot about that.
all right, let's wrap this up. Whenever MZ goes on talk, I love when he does his like 6 degrees thing, but yeah, it's time to move on. So, if you guys want to help support the show, there's a few ways you can do so. You can go to Patreon, patreon.com/trickortreatradio, and for as little as $2 a month, you can help support the show. And as Raven Shadow puts the phone 3 inches from his face.
Listen,
What? I'm listening.
I got medical problems.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we know.
glass.
Nah, it's very dark in here.
Jack Palance.
And if you guys want the exclusive content, every month we put out an exclusive episode just for Patreon. And we've done a few film commentaries. We do a few extra sort of discussion type things and, just some extra stuff, some different format stuff that you won't get on the normal show to give you something a little different. So if you guys want that, it's $5 a month. You can get in on that action and get the exclusive episodes. So go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Also, you can go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click on that logo, and it's going to bring you right to Amazon, and it's going to input our affiliate link. So I know you guys shop on Amazon. Everyone fucking shops on Amazon. That's why they make like $1 billion a day. So if you'd be so kind as to use our link, we would get a little cut of that. So it doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. So you can help keep the show going. And also on trickortreatradio.com, we got a store. Click on store. You're going to see some digital goods there. The greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3 are up there for sale. And help support the show. And if you don't have any money to spare, you could go ahead and leave a 5-star review on wherever you listen, on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher. I don't know if all of them have a way to leave a review, but it's especially important Apple Podcasts. So if you do have Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and then let folks know what you dig about the show. A few words here and there, just to kind of separate us from the rest of the pack. If people are looking for a new podcast, it would help us. So we appreciate that. All right, Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch After Midnight. What do you do to prepare for this movie?
Oh, man. After a lot of preparation, Johnny, I go down to the
You
post
say,
office.
you say preparation.
What'd I say? Preparation.
Preparation.
Preparation H.
Yeah, preparation age. Yeah, preparation age. Everything. Listen, no, there's a lot of preparation. Preparation. Am I saying
Okay.
No, but
preparation?
Okay. How did you prepare again?
Now I'm confused. I
Now
forgot.
you went to the post office. You said.
Good. Yes, I did, Johnny. Thank you for reminding me. I went to the post office and I mailed some shit, Connie. Okay.
how long has this been prepared?
All right, December probably 29th. Okay, but there's a lot of stages. I have a table downstairs, and I got envelopes. Marion helped with the envelopes. I packaged some things, and I mailed some stuff out to some of our Patreon supporters. A couple of Trick or Treat Radio prize packs I mailed.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mailed them.
We got those prize packs out in the mail finally. Nice.
I did.
So
That was
peop-
nice. I mailed them in the mail.
2 months late. Not bad.
That's a pretty good on your part.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll give you
I-
props.
thank you, baby.
Don't call me baby. I'll take those props away.
Oh, don't need the props down. There's one prop. But yeah, I found out there was a lot more logistics involved in mailing to Finland. I was given a lot of forms to bring back to the house to fill out. It's very complicated. apparently a button will throw everything fucking off overseas.
Really?
That fucks everything up. So so be mindful. So I gotta fill out some forms, but until then, so I did that, and then I watched some movies. More movies.
You watch now. You pregame by watching other movies to get ready for the movie for this show.
It's nuts, dude. I watched the fucking Jojo Rabbit. I watched the fucking Knives Out with the Evans and the Bond and the Zod and the Halloween.
My God. Really?
Jamie Lee Curtis, fucking Daniel Craig.
Yeah. We get it.
No.
We get it.
Well, if you got it.
The Halloween, the Zod.
Yeah. What's his name?
What? Zod?
New Zod.
Oh, New Zod. How the hell do I know? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Michael Shannon.
Thank you, Michael Shannon, Chris Evans. Bunch of other motherfuckers. Just for that. After that, Aries. That was just a look.
We've lost enough listeners. Fucking say it.
Strap on.
Thank you.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
right, we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
Hey.
Sorry, I was getting a little snack. I was starving. I usually eat before the show.
Hold
But
the show a little bit.
What?
We had to hold up the show a little bit so you can clear your tummy.
Yes.
And what did you eat?
I had some pita chips and hummus. Delicious.
Yeah, it sounds great.
You don't like hummus?
I don't think I've ever had it.
What?
Is that like chickpeas or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
You're missing out, man.
You get all different kinds too.
Oh, I know. We I've seen it. We carry it. I know.
You should buy some. Try it.
Yeah. Why don't you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do have potato chips at home though.
You don't have potato chips.
Pita chips.
Pita chips or pita
I know
bread.
I know what pita chips are.
Yeah.
I don't have those. I got potato chips and I got Frito-Lay ranch dipping sauce. So
Oh.
That's not the.
I know it's not the same
thing at all.
I know it's not the same thing, but do you think I care? Christ, I'm almost 49 years old.
Yeah, time to start eating healthy.
Yeah, says the guy who drinks a bottle of whiskey every day.
Oh.
They just did a study like that. Alcohol a glass a day helps. It's healthy. They said beer.
One glass. What about multiple?
Considered a glass.
What about a handle a day? A handle a day keeps the coronavirus away.
Just trying to give the Undertaker a head start here.
Breast and chickpeas.
He's fixing his fucking camera. I want to talk to him, but he's fixing his fucking
I
hair.
know.
We're waiting to talk
Come
to you.
on.
Oh, hey.
Jesus Christ. I'm like waiting, pausing, and you're like, my hair has to be perfect when I put my headphones on.
I come in the room
Jesus.
yelling chickpeas, like he's fucking gonna summon
Because we've been
some fucking-
stalling, waiting
Yeah.
for you to get here.
Jesus.
Then you come in and then you're like
Michael Raven Shadow
you're
Stalin.
like you're Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah. You in a fucking Pantene commercial?
a Pantera commercial.
Raven Shadow, you like hummus?
Oh, you stumped him already.
Oh my God! Do you know what it is? Come on.
No, it's that paste that you can do that to spackle.
What?
Yeah, I use that to fill in the holes in my fucking cement in my fucking wall, my retaining wall.
God,
Works really good, better than cock.
Oh my God!
better than your cock.
Well, yeah, hummus. Yeah, it's like a fucking. It's a great thing, right? Mediterranean spread. You dip like a little bread in it, right? That's nice.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
It's-
Thank you, Aries. I was just about to do that.
Do you like it?
Do you like it?
I don't think I do, but I'm not against it.
Oh my God!
Well, at least you've tried it. I've never tried.
Raven Shadow says on a daily basis. All right.
One up because I've never tried it.
Let me catch up
All
in the
right.
chat room. All right, hold on.
right.
Evil Corny says MZ's TV deep cuts should be a segment on the podcast. We could do that.
No, we
Oh,
can
dear God,
do
no.
that with
Maybe we have someone send in a deep cut and then try to stump you.
All right,
So all right,
I'm down for that.
MZ's deep cuts. All right, so maybe we'll do that if we remember. if a listener out there wants us to remember, remind us.
Yeah. Corny, remind us of that. All right. In fact, kick it off next week.
Yeah, one just needs to send something in for us to remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Evil Corny says, yeah, Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek series, which I haven't seen, so I don't know.
Next generation.
Next generation, bro.
I have no idea.
Riker, sir.
Hard, sir.
Fuck.
Evil Corny says, if anyone says Raven Shadow's name 5 times, all the stuff he just sent out will return to the lair. All right, let's jump into this. So we're going to talk about a film called After Midnight. Now, this film is just as I mentioned, was released on Valentine's Day on VOD, and it is rated TVMA. It is 83 minutes. It is a drama, horror, sci-fi. I guess. It is directed by Jeremy Gardner and Christian Stella. It is written by Jeremy Gardner, and it stars Jeremy Gardner, Bree Grant, Justin Benson, Ashley Song, Nicola Moschiatra, and also Henry Zabrowski as Wade in a breakout performance, one might say. And the synopsis: when his girlfriend suddenly disappears, leaving a cryptic note as her only explanation, Hank's comfortable life and his sanity begin to crack. Then, from the woods surrounding his house, something terrible starts trying to break in. All right, as I mentioned, this film was directed by Jeremy Gardner and Christian Stella, who are responsible for Tex Montana Will Survive and also The Battery, which we did. I'll find out what year it was, but it was a couple of years ago, and I remember we generally liked that flick.
I think it was around 2013 or 14.
About at least 4 years ago, 4 to 5 years ago.
2014. It was actually the third movie we did that year. It was right after. How about this for a fucking sandwich between Dear God No and Contracted?
That was the good one. That was the frosting and that shitty Oreo.
Yeah. So we did it way back in 2014 on episode 77, if anyone is ever interested in checking that out. But so it's been a while. So 6 years since we've done a film. We've done a lot of films that Jeremy Gardner has acted in, but not that he's directed.
Oh, yeah. That was the movie had the sexiest zombie ever.
What's that?
The sexy zombie?
What about a sexy zombie? What are you talking about?
Very sexy zombie in that. When they were in the car and she was coming in.
Oh, in The Battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Bliss. He was the boyfriend, if you guys remember, the kind of abusive boyfriend.
Yep.
He was also in Psychopaths, which we did a couple years ago. He was in The Mind's Eye, and he was also in Spring. I think he was like the best friend of the main character. So we've done a few things with Jeremy Gardner. Let me see what else is there to say about this one. Yeah, so that's kind of the setup of this, and it also featured Justin Benson, who played Shane as the cop, and Justin is also a filmmaker, and we've done a few films from him. He actually directed Spring, along with his co-writing partner. Drawing a blank on his name here. Shit. Let me look it up. Aaron Moorhead. So with his partner Aaron Moorhead, they've directed a few films together. They did Resolution and the follow-up The Endless and Spring. So we've done those three films. So the cop is a film director, and we've done a bunch of his stuff. So just another little connection there. And did you guys happen to notice the tattoo on Jeremy Gardner's forearm?
I kept looking at it.
Yeah, me too. I could never make it out what it was.
That's it's a catcher's mask from The Battery.
Is it a real tat, or was it a movie tat?
I actually don't know.
Huh.
But yeah, it was a callback to The Battery because that was on the one of the posters for The Battery was the catcher's mask, and underneath it were like two bats, kind of like a skull and crossbones style.
Yeah.
I
want to show Marion Battery.
Yeah, it's good. It's probably streaming, I would imagine, but
yeah. So
all right, so let's jump into this, and right off the bat, if I recall correctly, we have sort of we find out later that it's a flashback scene where we have Abby and Hank, played by Jeremy Gardner and Bree Grant, and they're just kind of like beginning a relationship. And it's funny, Hank brings her to a house. I assume it was his house, but it was at the time it was uncertain as to where they were going. It looked like they were breaking into a house at first, but anyways, they would come to live in this house later on. But I just thought that was kind of a fun little scene, and it's her birthday, and he's trying to like do something nice for her, and then so she opens up the cassette player and sees a tape with another girl's name on it for Julie or something.
Not good.
Yeah, not a good look.
Well, it seemed like that was like his either like his grandparents' house or a family home.
Family home,
But-
yeah. So and then we get kind of like a fast forward where Hank is sitting on a couch with a shotgun with, I think the hole was in the door already, or he was putting the hole in the door.
No, wasn't there yet.
Oh, okay, he put it in he's shot. Yeah.
But he's got the couch propped up right against the double doors that lead to the outside, and barricading it.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so so something is stalking him. It's some sort of creature, we find out. And the next day, he's it only comes at night supposedly. So the next day he's outside, and that's when Shane, the cop, shows up, and he's kind of showing him there's scratches on the door, and he's like, "Oh, well, it was probably your cat or whatever." He's like, "Does that look like it's from a cat?"
Right.
And
or a bear. He's like, "Well, the
or a
fucking-
bear. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Scratch the garbage or would have eaten the cat food. Like a bear doesn't do that."
Right. So you could tell that there's something kind of going on here with Hank, and then obviously we find out that his girlfriend Abby has left, just kind of like a nondescript, like or not nondescript, but just kind of like a kind of sterile note, like, "Hey, I'm leaving," or do you guys remember what it said?
Yeah, very cryptic.
Something about, I have to go. I love you. I think it said, "I love you."
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't long, and it didn't really spell out much. It just was like, "I need to leave. I love you."
It
Abby.
wasn't as much like a Dear John letter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were broken up. And I think at that time you didn't really understand the passage of time. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, because I mean, there's some hints throughout, but yeah, right off the bat, you don't know. You're like, clearly, the only thing that changed was his beard. Like, he had a beard,
Right.
and he looked maybe a little older, but it's hard to tell, like if they did any de-aging or anything like that. But not de-aging, but I mean like makeup to make him look a little younger in the earlier stuff. But
He does look younger without the beard.
yeah, and it could just be that.
Yeah, that's all it really is. Because to be honest, he looks better with the beard.
Yeah, and it's even like Marion pointed out that she didn't like his first like.
Yeah, he looks kind of
His Don Johnson, stubble.
He looks a little derpish without the beard.
Fred Derpish.
Well, I think it was probably. I mean, it probably was just to show the passing of time, right? So
That's all it really is.
yeah. So we get, it's kind of like unsure of like what's going on, and you can tell that Hank is sort of like a little lost with, without Abby. He keeps trying to call her and leaving her messages. He doesn't know why she left, and he's not really telling anyone either. So I think it's because eventually it's like a month has gone by, and he finally, I think, cracks and tells Wade. So he hasn't really been telling anyone either. So it's kind of like been built up inside of him, and it just so happens that it coincides with his girlfriend leaving. This creature starts coming around. So it's literally like the night after she left, this creature starts like stalking him. So this obviously we can talk some more about the plot details, but this one's going to be a little bit difficult to discuss because once again, I think that this one definitely will benefit from not knowing too much about what happens later on. So we'll have to tiptoe around that. But there is some stuff that I definitely want to discuss that maybe we can kind of broach some of the stuff. But in the trailer and then also right away in the movie, it makes it seem like she is the monster, right? Like, did you guys get that impression? Because it's something that they show in the trailer. So, it gives you that illusion that she's the monster.
Yeah, that's what they wanted you to think.
Yes.
They even say it
Yeah, they do poke fun at it later. She's like, what? Do you think it was me or something like that? Or yeah, so they do kind of poke fun at it.
Well, I never saw the trailer, so I can't speak on that. But I never got the feeling that she was the monster.
Well, they hint at it though. They mention.
But yeah, that they hint at it, but I never got that feeling.
I mean, I did. I once again, I also did not watch the trailer, but I thought that was kind of the assumption. She takes off, like maybe she had to leave because some dark force was making her have this change.
Well,
so maybe,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
And the interesting thing is, like, it almost felt like they were putting some like red herrings in there because they kept focusing on the wine. Do you guys pick up on that?
Oh yeah, he had bought all those extra bottles.
Yeah, like they kept focusing on that, and then also Wade, when we meet him at the bar, there's that really awkward scene of him eating the peanuts, like close up. Like there wasn't many close ups in this movie, but they did a close up of Hank eating the fucking peanuts. So like I'm thinking, like the first thing in my head is like, are they trying to allude to the fact that these peanuts, or because what was the wine company was like Peanut Noir or something like that.
Noir, yeah.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So I was wondering if there was some sort of thing that was tied together there, and I don't know if they were going for that or if they just were focusing a little bit too much on that to make and that made me think that it was related somehow. But I just thought that was kind of an interesting, maybe trying to throw you off the path of what's going on, because it is a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a whodunit. I'm not going to go that far, but it is kind of like a, what is this creature? Who is it? What's going on? And it seems like there's something related to that.
I never had that. I didn't get that feeling either. I felt that this relationship between Abby and Hank, where I just felt the way it was constructed in this movie, their relationship was too grounded. I just thought it was too well grounded for it to be cast off into anything unusual outside of the fact that there's a monster that has been showing up at Hank's door since Abby left. And for some reason, it never caught on to me about how if those two, when Abby left and here's the monster, whether those two have some sort of a correlation together or not, as well as the the whole peanuts thing and the wine thing. It just never occurred to me because I just felt that the way this relationship was constructed in this movie was too grounded for that.
Well, and there was definitely this movie.
It felt very real.
What's that?
Because it felt very real, the relationship, the way it was handled. I just think it was handled, in a pretty real way.
I would also add to this, if I were, categorizing this in IMDb, I would add comedy to this. I would say probably drama horror comedy instead of drama horror sci-fi, because there were some moments in this of just kind of like situational comedy, and especially that character Wade. I thought he was like almost everything out of his mouth was fucking hilarious.
I will say that probably one of the grossest scenes in the film involved the what do you call the areas you worked in a bar?
Oh, the bar mat?
Oh, the bar mat. Yeah.
Shark glass was
God
pretty
damn.
Oh yeah, and he said it tastes like going blind.
I've served that shot to people.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What do you charge for that?
$5.
Real? No
get
shit.
the fuck out of here.
He got it for free.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me that fucking story.
What do you mean tell you that story?
So how did that come up?
Never ask an asshole to pick your shot.
Oh.
Are you the asshole, Aries?
I am that asshole. I've also served a $5 shot of sour mix.
Wow.
What the
Is
fuck?
that alcohol? Sour mix?
No, it is not.
Someone paid you $5
To do a shot of sour mix.
Ain't no
Yeah.
rum or bourbon in that.
Just straight up sour mix. God damn, dude.
Don't let an asshole take your shot.
Now, now, Raven Shadow, we know you like to be a friend of the drink. Would you do
Friend
something
of
like
the
that?
drink.
Friend of the. Would I drink
Would you drink that?
a bar mat? No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I never thought of that before, but
I'm not
goddamn,
saying I wouldn't fucking take like empty bottles and pour one, leftover
Well, that's a little
mega shot.
different. That's a different
Right.
story.
Maybe there might be a time where that might have happened, but yeah, I wouldn't. No, because fucking that's gross.
Creepy Girl says mat shots. We've all done it.
All right, I'll do a match shot with Creepy Girl. Fuck that. I'll do. Yeah. All right, let's make it happen.
You
I
get
don't
it for
want to.
free, maybe.
I don't want to do that. I'm kidding. I don't want to do that.
Have regrets, instant regret.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, Creepy Girl says that annoying person who keeps asking for a free shot. Pour it in a mixer, shake it up, and they usually love it. You don't tell them you're doing it. Ugh.
Oh,
Nice.
that'll learn you.
That's disgusting. So, yeah, so Wade, I thought that there was some really funny moments with him, especially when they were out, I guess, hunting.
Oh yeah,
In the woods during the day. Like, almost everything he said was fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was a really, really funny role, and he played it really well.
Yeah. He had a lot of good subtle lines and a lot of good in your face lines. I thought he played them out pretty well.
I think a lot of it. I mean, this was definitely in the South, right? This was definitely.
Yeah, it was Georgia. I mean, I don't know
Georgia.
if that's where it took place. It looked to me when I was trying to guess, I was thinking Florida, maybe Georgia, and then they said Georgia. So I don't know exactly where they shot it, but definitely in the South for sure, like swamplands.
And this is definitely a small town where everyone knows each other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's and they referenced that too, where I forget what the town's name was. That she was the only girl in the town that would come to the house, or something along those lines. There was some comment.
Corny says I had a shot of some locally made moonshine and was afraid that I'd melt and go blind.
Yeah.
So, trying to think out what else we can discuss about this. So the thing is, and I don't know if I want to say what happens after a month. I don't know if it's sort of spoilery, I guess, but not really. It'll just mess with expectations, I guess. So I won't say, but
the movie's told in a very non-linear style.
Yeah, they keep
at the beginning.
Yeah, they keep flashing back, and the cool thing about it is, you are immediately kind of thrust into their story, and then it moves you to the present day when Hank is trying to keep this monster out, and then they keep having these flashbacks that sort of give you a little bit more information about their relationship, which I thought was kind of a cool way to do it, because you're wondering what the motivation is. Why did she leave? And they give you little bits and pieces, but it doesn't give you the whole story. So I thought it was a kind of a cool way of, almost a tense way of getting there,
And that was the thing. I think when we first see our characters, maybe it's a 1 year anniversary, right? It's definitely, it's a new relationship. It seems like it's new love, right? It's still.
I think they've been together for some time.
You know what? Now that you say that, you're right. They had been together some years, or at least it was a certain point in their relationship. Let me change what I said. A certain time in their life where the relationship was in a certain point. You take her out of the equation, and now we see him in a different mindset. When you go from having birthday sexy fun time to Home Alone with a shotgun at the wall, something's happened.
Yeah.
And I think that was interesting, putting the pieces back together again.
And I really liked Hank's exchange with the officer, his friend Shane.
Who's a brother? He's the brother of
Abby's brother.
Abby's brother, yeah.
And, their first encounter together in the film is really, really entertaining.
You shoot that truck with a shotgun?
Yeah. My feeling is, and I hate to to just generalize about the South, but I have I get the feeling that sort of thing isn't that odd. Like
Creepy girl.
People shooting at neighbors, and like telling the cops, and the cops don't do a damn thing.
If Corny and Creepy Girl can maybe give us some lowdown on that.
Well, it's always a local perspective, right? Locals have certain rules where it's like you can't be.
But you know what I thought was funny was the fact that Shane, who's done up all in his, cop getup, and he's lacking a name tag. For some reason, my eyes just drew to that. I don't know why. It had, I'll say it right now. It has nothing to do with the story. It's just one of those things that I happen to notice. He's just not wearing a name tag. I can't understand why. I was hoping it would have something to do with the story, but ultimately it doesn't. But I do enjoy the exchange that Hank and Shane are having together outside the door. The accusations of shooting at trucks versus, it's a bear that's clawing at the door and shit like that. And then I thought their exchange was actually pretty funny. And
that's kind of what I'm talking about with the comedy. Like, it's this kind of ridiculous situation, and the way that his friends and the people in his sphere react to it, are I think is really kind of funny and almost kind of endearing.
I think so. I there's a lot of subtlety involved in this movie, especially in its humor, and I like that. I liked how they downplayed it, because the bigger story, which is one that gets told throughout the whole film, but that's also taken back a bit, is the fact that there's still a monster out there. I mean, we're dealing with two things here. We're dealing with Hank losing his girlfriend because of some cryptic note that she left, and he's lost her, but he's also gained this menace outside his door. So he's dealing with heartbreak, and he's also dealing with anxiety, and you put those two together with all the booze he's drinking.
Yeah,
it's a recipe for disaster. I'm kind of disappointed in a way that it doesn't reach that level. I really am. I was like, you put these three things together, man. Something bad is bound to happen. And that was kind of scaled back a bit. And I was kind of a little disappointed in that, but not too bad.
One of the things about this too, and it gets to the point, like, we've seen a few films where the monster is sort of like a manifestation of an emotion or a feeling or something, right? Like, immediately the Babadook comes to mind, where was it real or wasn't it, So, of course, and this isn't giving anything away, it's not spoiling anything, I don't think, but the way that people react to Hank is, well, he must be just making this up, because there's no monster. There's no way to rationalize that it's an actual monster, So that sort of goes through your head of, is this actually happening, or is he imagining it, Especially because he's distraught because his girlfriend's gone. So that kind of crossed my mind. And when they talk about the wine all the time, and he is literally almost drinking in every scene in this. I was thinking that I wonder if it's sort of like, an analogy for his alcoholism, and that's kind of what drove away his girlfriend. But the thing is, they don't really talk about that. So, and I'm not going to say what the resolution is or not, but that's, kind of halfway through, I was wondering about that. Did you guys ever imagine, like in your head, did you guys think the creature was always real? Did you wonder about that?
I thought the creature was real simply because of the damage that's going on outside his door. I mean, his front doors are completely clawed up.
Right.
And you don't imagine that. Shane, the cop, was there. He saw it. He's attributing it to a bear, but he thinks if Hank thinks that it's a monster, then it very well could be. I mean, it's something out there. I don't think it's not a figment of his imagination, but there is definitely something out there.
Well, yeah. I don't want to have a definitive answer either way. That's for the for people to decide when they watch it.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sure. Right. My impression was that it was a real beast.
Yeah.
I think he was getting fucked up, but I think I believed Hank.
Yeah, I think it was, and that's what I think was interesting about this film is it kind of kept you guessing throughout, and you didn't really know where it was going to go, and I like that about this, and I think it was enough of a good hook. Was it a little slow at times? Sure, I think there could have used a little bit more to it, but I think, and especially. I don't even know how to fucking talk about the scene, but that last scene, the karaoke scene.
That song's been in my head for 4 fucking days. And I'm kind of fucking done with it, but it's been in my fucking head.
You know what? I absolutely love that song, and I always have. And man, I'm listening to that song, and I am just digging on it.
Did you like the way Jeremy Gardner sang it?
I did. It's an interesting take on it, but I do enjoy. I mean, believe me, I'm the biggest one to be shocked over the fact that I like that song, and I've always liked that song from the very beginning. I've liked that song.
Should we say what song it is or not? I almost feel like it's like better if you don't know, because I think if you go in not knowing, it's like, what the fuck? It totally came out of left field for me,
Yeah, and that it's a fantastic scene, and really a great capper to the film. Another great scene was this interesting, maybe 10-11 minute duologue between two characters, and the camera doesn't break.
Yeah.
Great. I love shit like that.
And it was really awkward too at times.
It was. It felt like it was done on the cuff. It didn't feel like it was scripted. It felt very, very natural. Felt very organic. It didn't. If it was scripted, it was mildly scripted, and I think the two characters just ran with it, knowing who their, what their characters was, what their motivations were, and how to play the scene out. And I think they just kept on going and going and going, and the director just let them go. And because that felt very organic to me. It was a great scene.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I really. It was, I'm not going to say it was tough to watch, but it was uncomfortable, I guess is the best way to put it. It got uncomfortable at times because of some of the stuff that was being talked about. But
yeah, the subject matter was a little cringeworthy, but it was necessary.
Yeah. And I wish I could talk about some of the stuff that they talked about, but I feel that it would be I think it would be a disservice to mention for people who haven't seen the film yet, So there's kind of no point in doing it, but yeah, that was a really kind of standout scene, and the karaoke scene I thought were really standout, and that's kind of like that kind of like situational humor, because on the surface that song I guess maybe isn't that funny, but I don't know, just kind of out of nowhere it's like, Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does play a sense of irony, given what's going on. And I was just totally locked in.
Yeah.
I was totally locked in on that scene.
So,
because of the song choice, simply because of the song choice.
Yeah.
Any other song, I think it would have been different. This was perfect.
And the lyrics were fit perfectly as well. That's why I hesitate to mention the song.
Yeah.
So Marion also says don't say. So we'll take Marion's advice and not talk about the song. Just to go back to something we mentioned a few minutes ago, Creepy Girl says, yes, many people will shoot you if you come on their property. I've had a shotgun pulled on me for something of my own I tried to retrieve. I'm sure you've all heard about the shootings on my street. That's why I'm moving. By the way, I have a contract on my house, so it might be soon. Yeah, Corny says, yeah, don't mess with anyone. Shit, you won't get shot at. I know how to handle them, but always felt uncomfortable around guns. So, yeah. So there's two people living in the South that basically have encounters with people pulling guns on them for like going, touching their shit or going in the yard or whatever. So Evil Corny also says, yeah, this film was filmed in Leesburg, Florida. So that's northern Florida. So yeah, it's probably right near the Georgia border. So it takes place in Georgia and was filmed in Florida.
But I think too, like even as Hanks was seeing his like descent into what might be madness, he's not completely gone. Like when he goes to the bar and he has
well,
interaction.
It's also his bar.
Yeah, which wasn't completely clear until
he stayed all night.
Well, yeah, fair. I was like, why is he chilling? But he was there. But obviously, I did believe that what he thought he was seeing, he was seeing.
Yeah. I see Ollie's playing. He's getting you guys to play with him. But yeah, and that's the thing is the alcohol kind of clouded things too. I wasn't sure if that was impairing his judgment or what he was thinking. So, yeah, I think I really liked the way that this movie flowed, and I think it kept you guessing, which I think was really good. All right, well, I don't know how much more we can talk about. Aries either loved this movie, like he's gonna summon the Kraken, or he hated it. I don't know. So,
fascinated.
Do you guys have anything else before we head to the verdict on this one?
No, not really.
All right, let's go.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or treat and any final thoughts we may have. Also, before we go on that, I wanted to mention the poster art was fucking awesome. Did you guys see the poster?
Oh yeah.
I really dug it. And actually, when I posted this that I was watching this, a few people commented and said, "Wow, that's a fucking sweet poster." So
that wasn't like you rent a movie in the 80s and VHS and you don't get what's on the cover.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It's fucking legit. Like it's fucking
and I guess maybe I jumped the gun a little bit, but one thing I do want to applaud them for the monster. Sort of the how they portray it. Like I think that it's the reveal and I don't know, I just thought it looked really cool and different. And it almost felt like something you might see in the backwoods of like a southern state.
Yeah.
Almost like a chupacabra style or something. One other quote from Wade, which had me laughing, was, I think it was, "I'm talking about aliens, squid creatures and shit. I'm an asshole."
Couple like, "I got kids," or some shit like that too.
Yeah. And one other thing, there probably wasn't anything to this, but as I mentioned, the film was released on Valentine's Day, and the buck that Hank had hanging on his wall was called Valentine. Yeah. So,
was it?
All right, that's all I had. So let's go around the room, and I'm dying to know, Aries. Let's start with you.
Well, you should know by now when I'm oddly quiet during the review.
Like it. Yeah.
My opinion greatly differs than everyone else.
Yeah,
in the room.
I figured.
But
there was that one time with Bliss that you threw us off. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is not that time though. This movie was shot. Not brilliant. It was beautifully shot. Beautifully. The acting was great. The character development was amazing. I understood all these characters. The problem is once I understood these characters and was 100% on board with this movie, the motherfucker ended. Like this movie was all character development.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing. Like I am fucking buckled in. I'm strapped in, ready to go. Let's go, and the fucking credits go. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And like I said, like the characters were great. I loved them. Some of the things were a little forced. The whole flashes with the shotgun, those were a little too bright for my liking. Maybe you should have had a camera flash with that. That was a little full.
Or flashlight.
But I did like
yeah,
they were trying to do with that. The overall tone of that I liked. How they did it was a little forced to me. But all in all, like I said, should have been more. This was like I really thought they were like having fun with me when the credits started rolling. Like I watched to the end, I'm like, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more.
And we actually rewound it because I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
and also, you know what? I didn't like. You guys are talking about this fucking song. It's killing me. I can't remember the fucking song. Like honestly,
really,
that song did nothing. I'm
hold on.
Aries. I remember that there's a lot like. I think We're Alone Now is popping into my head. I can't get Tiffany out of my head right now.
I don't think Aries watched MTV in like the 2-year span that this song played all the time.
I remember this like when that song came on. I was like, "Well, that's fucking song." But like, movie's over, song is gone out of my head.
Really, that was super memorable for me.
That was
MZ showing him.
Yeah, and I'm seeing that like still. I got nothing. The song is not. Don't show me the video. But the song is not playing in my head. Seeing the title, still nothing.
Wow. Okay.
And
you like girls like this.
You like girls like this.
That's Marge likes girls like that. And also, I found the ending beyond the song comical. I laughed.
I don't think I should have too, because but okay.
Like that. That's why I was like, really, just you're gonna end on a joke? Like, so that first 90% of the movie I liked, but it should have been like the first 50% of the movie is actually what I was like looking for. There should have been more to this. This movie is lacking. If you want, a detailed exploring into film character development, watch this movie. But if you're looking for a fucking good movie to watch, no, don't watch this movie. Unfortunately, I am not. I don't want to sit down and watch character development. I want to watch a fucking movie. I want to be entertained. I want to be enjoy. That whole scene they were talking about, 10 minutes long. Although it was great, I don't fucking want that. I've lived. I've had that scene happen to me many times. I don't fucking want that in a movie. So for me personally, this movie is a trick.
All right. Monster Zero.
Okay, yeah, sure. I did dig this movie. I think romance should also be thrown in as a genre in here.
Yeah,
it was. That's what it was listed as, romance. Yes.
It was? Oh, no, it's just that.
Drama.
Wolfie did.
It's drama, horror, sci-fi.
Oh, what I saw was romantic drama. That was it. Those two.
I was just going by what he was saying because romance wasn't mentioned, and I would throw romance in there as well. I thought the actors and actresses in this movie were played pretty well. Decent reactions. I do agree with the use of flashlights to simulate gunshots. Yeah, they could have toned that down a bit. a lot of this was toned down. There's the story was toned down a little bit. The story development was toned down. I mean, the humor was toned down. At times it was very, very funny. At times it was very subdued. This movie has a very earthy feel to it, and it also has a very Kubrickian style. There's a certain style to it that I had a sense of Stanley Kubrick in this. There were a couple of shots in here that was very central, where you would have a single character dead center in the frame, either walking or doing whatever, and it just felt very Kubrickian. Same thing with the score. I felt the score had in certain areas had a very Kubrickian style to it. Most notably, there was a scene. There was a piece of the score in a scene which was very reminiscent to The Shining. But other than that, I mean, everything seems to be, everything seems to be pretty on the up and up on this movie.
Oh, sorry. I got it. The song popped into my head. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Scared the hell out of me.
No, sorry. Song just popped into my head. I've been trying to think of it for 10 minutes now.
God damn it. Let me see. I thought the story was really, really well done. I thought the direction was very well done. Score was good. And it had a slam bang karaoke scene, which I will absolutely love. I don't know how it's gonna fit in with me, a year from now, but right now I'm riding high on that scene because that was just great. It does feel like it ended kind of abruptly, like it ended too quick. Not sure. Maybe I might be wrong on that. I don't know. It felt like it ended too quickly. That's just being nitpicky at this point. I mean, if you're able to make it through, 98% of the film, you can make it through the other 2%. So, what? Never mind.
Yeah.
So all that, I'm gonna say this is a treat. I did enjoy this. I would. This is a recommend. I would recommend this.
All right, Raven Shadow.
While I've not seen the Texarkana joint they did,
Montana.
Tex Montana, yes.
Mm.
Well, I haven't seen it. The fuck. This is not a apples to apples comparison to The Battery. I think what's similar is that they both kind of have a slower burn maybe than others, even with a fairly short runtime. This was one of the most anticipated films to see this year because I did love The Battery so much, and I'm down with whatever Jeremy Gardner does. I think that there might be something in this film that hasn't been mentioned yet that might not be completely on the nose, and not all this is me. Mary made this comment too. I think that there's something about the loss or the ending of a relationship that may fuck somebody up. And I don't think it was a coincidence that the deer was named Valentine and it was released on Valentine's Day. I think a lot of this, the dissension that Hank felt could be internal along with stuff being external, and whether I'm tiptoeing here a little bit, but I think the abruptness of the ending has something to do with what caused this to even kind of begin with. And I know that might sound vague and a little bit crazy, but I think it's where Hank went without his lady friend and where his lady friend went without Hank that drives the end of this picture. And maybe I'm on an island on that one, but I thought the build was good because I didn't know what quite was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I thought part the dude kind of carried it with a great kind of quirky supporting cast that was done really well. And I was really kept guessing on what was kind of going on. And I could kind of relate to the character and sometimes not so much. But yeah, Wade was my dude. Give him a fucking movie. I like that.
Give him a spin-off.
Give him a spin-off. I want to see him. But I'm super excited whatever Jeremy Gardner does and his team does in the future. And if you liked The Battery, I think you would definitely dig this. I mean, it's not a fucking slobber knocker. It ain't the fucking Predator. You know, it's. But I was along for the ride, and I would say this is a treat.
All right, for me, I'm also going to say that this is a treat. I thought that this is a film that kept me guessing. I didn't know quite where it was going to go. There was some twists and turns in a sense where I was like, oh, well, maybe they're going here, maybe they're going here. And then the end completely like lulled me into a false sense of security and then went kind of another way. So I have to applaud that because that doesn't happen too often in films where I'm like that, like thrown off by something that happens, you know. I'll just say during the karaoke scene that like was like whoa, you know, like it was fucking awesome. It's almost worth it. I think. I know Aries said that 90% of this movie is really good, and then 10%. I honestly think it's worth the build for that last bit. You know, like it's only 83 minutes long, but I'd say like those 75 minutes leading up to the end scene make it so worth it. And it is, I mean, is that how I would have ended the movie? No, absolutely not. But like I said, it kept me guessing, and I had no fucking clue where it was going, and then I liked where it ended up. So, yeah, and there's a lot you can take from that Raven Shadow. Like, you know, I think maybe off air we can have a conversation about it. But there was some cool stuff that you know is part of the last act, so to speak, that I don't really want to reveal, just for the folks who haven't seen it. Because I think this movie is definitely going to work better going in if you're a little bit blind on some of the things that happen. So, yeah, no, I think I think that this is, in a sense, maybe a spiritual sort of like successor to The Battery. Like it had that sort of laid back, slow, kind of feel to it, you know. So I think that it's definitely in the same vein. So I think you're right. I think if people dug The Battery, I think people will really dig this. And it's definitely, I mean, it's not the same movie at all. It's very different film, but I think that it definitely has some connective tissue, so to speak. That kind of will link it together. But yeah, no, I really dug this, and it did, like I said, I think the biggest thing for me is it was surprising. Like a lot of what happened was surprising to me. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I love that. I hate being able to predict exactly where a movie's going to head. And I think the narrative style they used in this with the flashbacks, I think really suited this well because it gave you a little bit of information here and there. I know we've seen movies that do that, but this was really successful in the way it pulled it off. And you weren't overwhelmed with, you know, with like so much information in the flashbacks that it was hard to really process it. There was just enough where it kind of made sense for what was happening in the story. So, yeah, no, I really dig this, and I think a lot of people out there probably will as well. So, After Midnight is available on VOD. If you guys are so inclined, if you like what we had to say about it, go check it out. I think it's definitely worth your VOD money. And also, if you haven't yet, check out The Battery, because The Battery's fucking awesome. Like I said, I think 2014, is when we did that one. So go check out The Battery. All right, well, that is going to do it for our discussion of After Midnight. Now, next week is a film that we're going to do a month ago that got delayed. So now, are you guys ready for some fucking cosmic horror?
Oh, shit.
Lovecraft style?
Oh, Snoop.
Because if so, we're going to be doing Color Out of Space next week. This is the Richard Stanley film, the first film that Richard Stanley has directed. I should say the first feature that he has directed since. Well, I guess he's done documentaries, but yeah, it's been a long fucking time, man. I think it's 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just looking real quick. He did a few documentaries. I'm going to ignore those. He was uncredited for The Island of Dr. Moreau, of course, because he was fired and replaced by John Frankenheimer. But, yeah, so since then, it's been 24 years since he has released a film, a feature film. So, yeah, and the film stars Nicolas Cage and Jolie Richardson and Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong.
Yeah, Tommy Chong is in it. So, Color Out of Space, based on the Lovecraft story. So, if you guys want to join, play along at home, go check out Color Out of Space. It's available on VOD now, and it did play in select theaters as well. I don't know if it's still playing in theaters, but if it is, you could maybe catch it or just catch it on VOD. So, Color Out of Space next week. Can't wait. Been looking forward to this one for a while now, for months. And then we had a false start last month when it was supposed to originally come out, and then I think it got pushed back because it was doing fairly well in theaters. So, all right, Color Out of Space next week. Looking forward to it. All right, so... Oh, and Corny says, nice, I watched it this week. Awesome, Corny. Love to hear what you have to think about it, buddy. We did get one voice message. I don't think we've got any others since. Let me see. Nope. So we got the one, and it's from a familiar voice. That's all I'll say. And I think he's going to go ahead and give us his thoughts on the film for this week, After Midnight. So let's take a listen.
Hey homeboys, it's Mars. It's nice to talk to you, Johnny. Monster Zero, Ares God of War, and the other one. No, I love you, Raven Shadow. I miss you. And, as the old saying goes, how can I miss you if you don't go away? But anyway, the film you guys are covering tonight, After Midnight, I really dug it. I thought it was incredible. It's certainly flawed, but I think that it's hard to differentiate kind of its intentional subversions versus its budgetary or acting or whatever subversions. I'm really in for everything that Solner does from this point forward, I think. He's fucking terrific. I know some of you may have some problems. I could be wrong, I guess, with the, we'll call it the musical number. But that made me love this movie even more because it takes kind of a lot of guts, bravado, and confidence as a writer or a filmmaker, I think, to essentially break your movie as badly as he did with that scene, totally upending the tone of not just that scene, but of the whole movie. Like, it's completely outrageous. I think that... I love, in that scene being the movie's punchline, I love that this movie sort of took our expectations of modern kind of slow burn, elevated horror, whatever sort of crap you want to, hoity-toity jargon you want to add to it, and made, kind of zigged when all those other movies would have zagged. And again, sort of really kind of corrupted what was apparently the thesis of this film, this kind of like really slow, dark metaphor on depression and loss and the subsequent addiction. So I really, really, really adored this movie. I hope you guys liked it too. I could see it go either way. I thought it was terrific. And I love you guys. I miss you guys. And I hope... all's good in the hood. I will leave you with a word from the Poet Laureate of Chicago. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. Walgreens, the pharmacy the nation trusts.
Awesome. It was good to hear from Mars. And he dug the movie. glad to hear that he was into it, and yeah, I'm glad he didn't spoil the song either. I was like getting ready, like, oh shit, but I'm glad he didn't. So
he said it just right.
Is it bad that I want that song on my iPod now? I need to like download that.
You have an iPod?
Well, I don't know. What?
You know how to download anything?
Doesn't matter how.
Do you know what an iPod is?
Yeah.
Do you know what a download is?
I put it on my phone. Okay, I put it on my phone. All right.
Do you know what an upload is?
Ooh.
You know what an ass load is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's sitting fucking across from me. But yeah, I want to fucking watch that video when you guys leave.
Oh, what, the video for the song?
Yeah.
You know, we'll just watch the scene in the movie.
True.
So awesome. Well, good to hear from Mars, and hope everything's going well, buddy. And yeah. Oh, and the poet laureate he mentioned was Wesley Willis, the late great Wesley Willis.
He whooped Batman's ass.
He did. Batman was running him amok, calling him an asshole.
Man.
For anyone out there who's never heard Wesley Willis, just look for Wesley Willis, and I whooped Batman's ass. All like, you can look for any song really, like Birdman was it Birdman whooped my ass or Birdman kicked my ass? Was another good one.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's been on the Howard Stern show. He's been he's great.
I think Mars even got a headbutt from him.
Yeah, he gave him a coconut crunch at the Lucky Dog back in the day.
That was his, basically, instead of handshakes, he would headbutt you.
Yeah.
Really? That's his.
Well, was. I mean, and he had a huge mark on his forehead from headbutting people.
And to be fair, he may have been a paranoid schizophrenic, but he.
Oh, he definitely. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to disparage the dead, but he had a little Casio keyboard and made a lot of sounds
and songs.
Yeah, sounds and songs.
Rest in peace, Wesley Willis. All right, so one other thing. It was something I was going to mention earlier, but we were going a little long in the intro, so I guess now's the time, since that's all we had for voicemail. So, but have you guys? I'm sure MZ hasn't. I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck. But have either Aries or Raven Shadow? Have you guys watched the Clone Wars animated show?
The newer, the more
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, not the Jendi Tartakovsky one, the Samurai Jack guy. That was like,
right.
Yeah, the one that started in 2008 or 9, I believe. Yeah.
No, I've been catching a couple, and we've been watching that with I've been watching that with Marion too.
Yeah. But we've been doing on Force Insensitive. We've been going through and watching 4 a week basically, and just talking about them a little bit here and there. And I'm like kind of kicking myself that I never watched it before, because it's really good.
Well, it wasn't always I mean, not that it wasn't accessible, but it was on
Cartoon
weird
Network.
Yeah, and they show shit in weird fucking. Because I watched one that had Lando on, and it was on at 11 o'clock at night one night.
Well, it probably was a repeat. I don't think that was the time that it aired.
Oh, well, that's when I saw it.
But it was on Netflix for a while, and I tried to watch, and the first episode just never grabbed me, so I didn't stick with it. And then we're doing it for the show, and Rocky and Alberto have been talking about how much they love it, and I was like, all right, well, we'll give it a shot. And yeah, I just finished the first season today, actually, and I really dig it. So, also on our most, I don't mean to keep plugging the other podcast, but on Force Insensitive, on the last episode, Rocky did a parody of Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. And it's called Welcome to Auto Gunga. That's the Gungan city.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
I'm fascinated. I can't wait to.
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Sounds ridiculous.
Because he sings it like a Gungan Axl Rose.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he said he fried his voice for a couple days after doing it.
Yeah, I would imagine he did.
I can only imagine. Put that fucking single out, Rock.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna put it up on YouTube or something.
Word.
Oh, Corny says Raven Shadow. That was Star Wars Rebels that Lando shows up on.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right. Cool. That was good.
Yeah. That was the newer series.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought because there's 2 Clone Wars actually. There's the Clone Wars animated series, I think it was called, done by Jendi Tartakovsky, the guy who did Samurai Jack. But that was like in 2004, and then they did another Clone Wars series in like 2007 or 8, I believe. So.
Yeah, they kind of fucking were assholes. The fucking called Clone
assholes.
The cartoon was Clone Wars. The other fucking cartoon was Clone Wars. Fuck.
Can't keep up?
It's too many fucking Clone Wars. I'm sick of all these Clone Wars.
It seems like the Clone Wars are cloning themselves.
Yeah, you clone the Clone Wars to fucking have us buy more money, spend more money on shit. But how about Robert Rodriguez doing some fucking shit for season 2 of Mandalorian?
That's the rumor.
Yeah,
I'd be cool with that. And oh shit, what's his name? The guy who did Ford versus Ferrari, Mangold. He was supposed to do the Boba Fett movie that never ended up happening. So he was attached to that, James Mangold. But yeah, so supposedly Robert Rodriguez and James Mangold have been doing some stuff for the Mandalorian season 2. It doesn't say they're doing a whole episode, but they may be doing certain scenes, which is interesting.
Yeah, fucking what? Fucking the show's fucking 30 minutes. What scene are you gonna fucking do, bro?
They're gonna film slapping Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask MZ about, actually. MZ, so I know you posted it, but what do you think of this new Transformers animated series coming out on Netflix?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Seriously looking forward to this because they are
throw them a bone.
Thank you. They are really looking into doing the whole G1 aesthetic. They're bringing up characters that really have been brought up in any other series, at least not given serious screen time anyway. You getting characters like Red Alert, coming back. I think Hoist is going to be coming back. So a couple of the B grade characters that you don't normally see in other series, Mirage and characters on that idea. It's not just the top tier characters. Now they're starting to go for the lower level characters that are associated with G1, and I think that's great. I really am looking forward to it. I like how the animation is looking, taken out from the War for Cybertron Siege line. And so we're going to be getting to see a lot of Tetrajets. We won't be seeing any actual jets this time. Decepticons will be in their Tetrajet modes.
You fucking love Tetrajets.
I do. As a matter of fact, I just picked up a Tetrajet last week.
I think he loves saying Tetrajet.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is. They're Tetrajets. And
Tetrajet.
You're a Tetrajet.
They're Tetrajet in a mirror 3 times.
Yeah.
And
it's fucking.
I mean, even though the voice actors you're getting nobody from the original G1, because I mean. Peter Cullen, I mean, he could probably still do Prime. The guy's in his 70s now. He could still do Prime.
Well, yeah, but he still must talk during the day, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that much different. Well, no, I mean, it's not that much different from his actual voice.
Right.
But in terms of Frank,
he's like,
when it comes to
can I have
Frank
another
Welker,
7? Like, is he?
No, but when it comes to Frank Welker, I mean, he's around the same age as Cullen, and for him to do Megatron at that age, it's just not possible. It would rip his throat apart. So they got a whole bunch of new voice actors, a whole bunch of voice talent coming in. They're doing the voices, and it's going to be fun. It looks like it's going to probably be the best series since Prime, since Transformers Prime. I mean, there's you see this. I would say there's got to be at least 18 or 19 different Transformers series, either in America or in Japan. But it's crazy how many stories there are. Now those are reboots, okay?
And I was smoking a butt downstairs, and fine. There's reboots, but also I think reimagining. I think reimagining is a little bit different than a reboot.
Reimagining is taking an original storyline and making a few changes and making it your own.
Yeah.
Reboot is just taking characters from a storyline and putting them in a whole different setting, in a whole different story.
It all sucks.
And you know, because I mean, there is a shit ton of Transformers out there. I mean, out of all the series, I should say, the different storylines, everything, there's well over, if I'm not mistaken, I think about 1,100 different Transformers characters.
1,100 different robots in disguise.
Name them.
Oh. Yeah, right.
Axel Foot, Huff and Puff, Smoke Changer,
Kiss My Ass.
Kiss My Ass.
So,
Tire
but
Muncher.
but it's coming out on Netflix. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm digging the animation. It's pretty much the same as Prime, but it's carrying that G1 aesthetic that I love so much. So when we see Optimus Prime on there, we're going to see what Optimus Prime, for the most part, is going to look very G1, but he's going to be carrying that War for Cybertron Siege line look. So it's not going to be that much different. But some of the other characters like Sideswipe, Mirage, I think Trailbreaker is in there somewhere, maybe. Oh, not Trailbreaker. I meant Ratchet, Ironhide. They're going to look very G1, but again, they're also going to have that War for Cybertron look to them. It's gonna be very, very good. I can't wait.
It's confusing. I was looking up some of the voice actors. It's confusing because there was a video game in 2010 called War for Cybertron.
Yeah. That came out for the 360, if I'm not mistaken.
So I'm looking to see if there's any announcements for voice talent or whatever. And I watched the trailer because I know you're a big fan, MZ, and I like the animation style. Cool. It looks like it's kind of a mix of sort of a more traditional with sort of like a more like a painted style with like CG or something. It looks like some sort of mix of them to me, but I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I seriously can't wait. Now now a few years ago there was Machinima. They put out.
Is that like Mac and Me?
No. Transforms into a wheelchair.
Transforms into Paul Rudd.
And that was okay. That was found only online, and that was an okay story. The animation was all right. I think they had Frank Welker and Peter Cullen playing Megatron and Prime in that. I think. I don't remember.
In the game?
No. This was a series online.
Oh, okay.
And I think it lasted 2 seasons.
So I don't know if you knew this, MZ, but so this is the War for Cybertron trilogy, and the first part is 6 episodes, each running 22 minutes. It's called Siege. The second part is called Earthrise.
Rise.
And they have yet to title the third chapter. So it will be basically like a trilogy, and I imagine each will be 6 episodes or something like that. So you probably get a full 18 after all said and done.
Yeah, they released the Siege line about 10, 11 months ago. Now they're coming out with the Earthrise figures.
Oh, okay. So they're releasing the figures for them.
Yeah, and so what they did is that I as far as I know, this is what they're doing. They did the Siege line, with the exception of maybe a couple of characters. They did the Siege line with a certain group of characters. They're doing Earthrise with another group of characters, and whatever the third group is the remainder of the characters. The only carryover that I've seen so far is of Starscream, where he has been in Siege, and they just released his figure in the Earthrise series. So, where in Siege he's in his Tetrajet mode, in Earthrise he's in his F-15 mode. So we'll see what happens as more characters spill out, and whether or not Starscream survives the Earthrise series.
You fucking love Tetrajets.
That's awesome.
So you get a Tetrajet tattoo.
I love that you love Tetrajets. I love hearing you say that word.
Tetrajets.
Does it make you moist, Raven Chat?
No,
Yeah.
It's just a movement down there.
Yeah, great.
Tetrajet.
I might choke that later, but that's nice. That's no. I think it's so sexy the way you fucking talk about that shit, and I mean that. 'Cause
Wow.
I'm a liar, but good for you. Good for Starscream.
Corny says, I can't wait for it to start, but I better not see Hot Rod in it.
Ugh. Yeah, I hear you. Everybody hates Hot Rod. Hot Rod's a really weird character. Yeah, he's very polarizing. Either you love him or you hate him. There's no middle ground with that character. Either Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime. I think Hot Rod gets more hate than Rodimus Prime does.
Because it's the thing, like, why would you? They both came at the same time, but like, I never had a Hot Rod figure, but I had Rodimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you get Hot Rod if Rodimus was out? You know what I'm saying?
Because everyone hated Hot Rod because he was the reason why Prime was killed.
Yeah, but
everybody hates Hot Rod.
Yeah.
He's the reason why Megatron killed Prime. He was the reason. There's no getting around it. He was the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always say, like in the '86 film, that Prime was procrastinating, where he has Megatron down on all fours while he's got his blaster.
Yeah.
And weaponless, and Prime has his weapon right at him.
Swallow.
He could have shot him right then and there, but he doesn't. So he procrastinates a little bit. But he had no weapon near him at that time. Then Hot Rod comes in and just fucks everything up. So when you get an iconic character like Optimus Prime killed off in a movie, you're gonna find someone to put the blame on. And it wasn't Megatron. It was absolutely Hot Rod. Hot Rod fucked everything up.
I mean, it wouldn't be the creators. It'd be the fictional character they did.
Well, I mean, you can't blame the creators. I mean, the movie was made purely out of the fact that they were pushing new toys.
Yeah.
They were getting rid of the old 84, 85 line and bringing in the 86, 87 line. And that's what that was all about. I mean, it was purely done for money. It has nothing to do with story at all.
Aries is so fucking pissed right now.
He is so.
MZ, check the group chat right now. I just sent you something. I don't even want to say what it is. I'm trying to make Transformers interesting for everyone.
Are we saying that I'm boring people?
No. I'm not saying that at all. People love your Transformer talk.
Yeah.
Not all people. Some people. I want Aries to go off like a water wiggle right now. Why are you so angry?
I'm just, it's because this.
What?
Oh my God, he's been like just. Someone pulled the string and he's just been
No.
fucking going.
I feel like my beard's getting longer.
It is.
I think I'm late for work.
And you two motherfuckers got me locked in here. Like I can't even just like Irish goodbye and just fucking out.
Go under the table like Denny's. Come on, we'll move.
Whereas you could flip the table, and then when they fix it, they could put the top on it.
Yeah,
No, because if I flip the table, then they'll be like, Aries, can you fix that?
True.
But
But
all in all, I'm looking forward to the Siege line. I'm looking forward to it.
Siege line? What the fuck?
Transformers, man.
Yeah,
I thought it was called War of Cybertron.
Shut up.
See, the funny thing is that's probably what MZ does when we talk about Star Wars or comics. He's probably like, shut up.
No, I just let you go.
You just fucking glass over.
Yeah, you don't even listen.
Yeah. Check out.
I keep myself busy while you guys yammer it, and I just let you have at it.
No, I love your enthusiasms.
Your enthusiasms.
Yeah.
He's got
both of
multiple,
them?
yeah,
Or
multiple enthusiasms.
Enthusiasm.
I think there's 5 or 6 there involved in this Transformers thing.
All over the place between fucking Prime and fucking Hot Rod. People fucking hated Hot Rod. What the fuck?
You think that's where Amazon got their idea for Amazon Prime? They steal it from Optimus Prime?
That's fair.
Probably.
All right.
Prime is.
You guys have anything else you want to bring up before we say goodbye?
I do, but not after that.
Not after that.
Yeah, God help you if you drag this out anymore.
I know.
You feel dirty or something?
Don't get me riding dirty, but yeah, no, this is what I want to say. But I'll go on a fucking tangent next week.
No, you won't.
It's my turn.
Bringing a fucking taser next week.
Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah, please tase him, bro.
Oh my lord. Fucking, what's up with the water spout or sea spray?
No. He's legitimately going to hit you.
No. Look, I
No.
Listen to me.
Yeah, hit him.
No, the thing is that I know when to quit. Okay.
Then quit. Say goodbye.
I did quit.
Say arrivederci, douchebags, and let's go.
Wait. Raven Shadow like incited it, and then he was like, "Yeah, hit him!" You son of a bitch.
This is gonna be a cartoon thing where just a fist pops out either side. It's both.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Everyone gets their comeuppance, Raven Shadow. All right, yeah, we'll say goodbye before someone gets beat up. All right, so let's go around the room, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Aries.
Goodbye forever.
Aries is not going to be here next week, thanks to you guys. All right, Raven Shadow.
All right. Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
You're pointing at me.
Yeah, the road. Oh, shit.
He's going to WrestleMania.
Johnny, did you watch the fucking Kenny Omega?
No.
match?
No. You said goodbye.
This will be quick. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Good. Perfect. Watch it. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
there you go.
I know. I'll watch it for next week, Raven Shadow. I know they have a 30-minute Iron Man match. I haven't seen it yet.
It's fucking dope, dude.
I expect nothing less. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us here on episode 396 of Trick or Treat Radio. We're getting close to 400. If you guys want to start sending any voice messages for 400, just make sure to put that in the subject line so I know that it's for that episode. And next week, as I mentioned, we'll be doing Color Out of Space from director Richard Stanley. A little H.P. Lovecraft for your cosmic face. And, yeah, well, I guess that's it. So we appreciate all you guys tuning in, all the feedback, everyone listening to the podcast. And I guess we'll fucking see you next week, right? Yeah, bye.